Hey everyone, welcome to another Geek and Dorks review, and I've got a special message for Geek and Dorks viewer, Metroid X Me. Or is it Metroid 10 Me? I don't know. Either way, Metroid X Me. Are you trying to make me cry? Is that really what it is? Metroid X Me suggested that I watch a film called Dear Zachary. So I did that. This is a 2008 crime film / drama film. Runs just over 90 minutes. Right now, if you look at its rating on IMDb, it's an 8.6 out of 10. Very high rating. It's got a 94% at Rotten Tomatoes, 82% at Metacritic. And its director is Kurt Kueni, I believe is his last name. And this thing is one of the most emotional films that I have seen in a long, long time. And on top of it being very strong emotionally, it has some twists and turns that completely blindsided me while I was watching this. If you are a fan of mysteries, if you're a fan of true crime, I highly, highly recommend you check out Dear Zachary, but you might need to have a box of tissues with you. And don't let that put you off. I know there's a lot of people that don't want to watch content because it might make them emotional. This is the exception. Get yourself to watch this film. Kurt is he is a friend of a man named Dr. Andrew Bagby. And Dr. Andrew Bagby is unfortunately found dead. This is way back in 2001, and Kurt is making almost a film that is a memorial to Andrew Bagby. They used to make films together when they were kids, so he has a bunch of footage of Andrew, and he's finding all the connections he can to Andrew. He's meeting with all of his friends. He does a cross-country trip where he literally just tries to find every contact that Andrew has had and interview them for this piece. And Andrew's parents are two exceptional people that go through some big heartache. As a matter of fact, the suspect in the case winds up in Canada, and I know that we've been on this trend lately of reviewing films that are about the breakdown of the justice system. Well, now you get to see it from a Canadian perspective as they're trying to extradite the main suspect from Canada, and you get to see all kinds of hijinks going on within the legal system up there as well. And this movie is it's so well crafted. This guy is a very, very strong filmmaker, and you can tell he has an obvious passion for the project because he's personal friends with this victim. He's got great access to resources because he's directly connected to these people, and it's written almost like a love letter to this guy, but then it metamorphosizes several times throughout the film as he comes to discover new things and as other things happen in the case. And I gotta say, as far as documentaries go, very few of them are created with such passion. There's even a few moments where he narrates it himself, and his voice is getting broken up while he's saying certain things. And obviously he could have used another take or gone back and re-recorded some of that narration, and he doesn't. He leaves it raw and exposed, and it's a very brave choice to make a film. If you need a heart check, this is the movie to watch. I mean, seriously, if it doesn't touch you in some way, you might want to check and make sure that heart is still in place and that you didn't go Grinch and have it shrink 3 sizes that day. This is just, it was so good. So Metroid X Me, you might be trying to make me cry, but outside of that, you really relayed a great piece of film. I was able to watch it on Hulu for free. It's also available on iTunes for rent. It's on Amazon Video for rent. This really needs to be in your lineup, like I said, if you're into true crime at all. There are twists you will not see coming. They will absolutely, if you don't know the story, and if you go through the ride that I did, by the time you get to the end of it, you'll be amazed, shocked, awed. It's really all over the place. A ton of emotions, and a very good reminder of what it's like for us to be alive, and a good reminder for us to appreciate the awesome things that we have in our lives, like our friends and family. Very, very touching film. I can't recommend it highly enough. In terms of this, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I think it is extremely strong. That being said, like I said, it's not for everyone. If you're afraid of being mushy-gushy, you're probably not going to enjoy certain parts of it, but it's unfortunate because you still should at least learn the story of what happened here. Look it up, read some news articles about it, because the turns in this case they're mind-blowing. They're just absolutely mind-blowing. I think that's it. I don't want to go into it more because I don't want to spoil any of it for you. It is worth noting that the first half might seem a tad bit slow, but it is extremely worth going through that, and I can tell that it was a choice on the director's part. He's trying to set a certain tempo, and at one point in this, you experience what I would say is the closest I've ever seen to an actual nightmare, but you're experiencing it on film. I've never seen it kind of done in this way. I mean, there's certain sound effects they're using, quick edits that they're using, which we've seen a little bit of in certain, but not in a documentary necessarily. And once you understand the events that are going on, there is this one segment in particular that is extremely strong. It is like living through a nightmare. It's kind of amazingly done. So I have to call that out. Man, I still, it's weird. There's this weird part of me that wants to watch it again, even though it is a bit of a tough ride to get through, but it is that damn good. Very, very good film. So I highly recommend Dear Zachary, a letter to a son about his father. Please, please, please check it out, and then give someone that you love a huge hug. I hope you've enjoyed this Geek and Dorks review, and I hope you'll enjoy Dear Zachary. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you on the next show on the Geek and Dorks Network. Oh, I'm a network now. No, I'm just a channel. That's all right. Take care.